What if the greatest secret in human history is not buried in a desert, not hidden inside a pyramid, and not locked inside a government vault? What if it is beneath the ocean, right now, watching us? March 1963, 75 miles off the coast of Puerto Rico. The United States Navy is running routine anti-submarine drills when something appears on their sonar that should not exist. A target, moving, not at 20 knots, not at 50, 150 knots, 170 miles per hour, underwater. No submarine on Earth, not American, not Soviet, not anything that exists even today, can come close to that speed. And then it dove, 27,000 feet, straight down into the abyss. At that depth, the pressure would crush any known vessel like a tin can. The United States Navy tracked this object for 4 straight days. They never identified it. So what was it? Where did it go? And why does it keep coming back? In 1963, the most advanced American submarine could reach a maximum speed of 45 knots, barely a third of what this unknown object achieved. Our deepest operational depth was 3,000 feet. This thing went 9 times deeper. For over 200 years, sailors, military officers, and fishermen around the world have reported seeing objects moving beneath the waves. Objects that defy every law of physics and engineering we understand. But this Puerto Rico encounter was not a ghost story told by frightened sailors. This was documented, tracked, recorded by the United States Navy. And here is the question that nobody in any official capacity has ever answered. If no nation on Earth built it, then who did? Some researchers call them USOs, Unidentified Submerged Objects. And the pattern of sightings is not random. They appear again and again near the same locations. Near islands, near volcanic ridges, near the deepest trenches of the ocean floor, as if something has been living down there long before we ever looked. Puerto Rico, the Aleutian Islands, the Solomon Islands, Malta, the Yucatan Peninsula, separated by thousands of miles of open ocean, yet connected by the same impossible stories. Objects rising from the water, lights beneath the waves, beings that do not belong to our world. Summer 1945, the Pacific Ocean. A United States Army transport vessel, the Delaroff, is sailing near the remote island of Adak in Alaska's Aleutian chain. 14 crew members watch in silence as a large, dark, round object rises vertically from the ocean. It circles their ship, once, twice, 3 times, 7 minutes, then gone. And here is what makes these island encounters so significant. Islands are not just land poking out of the water. They are the peaks of massive underwater mountain ranges, volcanic upwellings, energy concentrated upward from the Earth's core. For any civilization searching this planet for power sources, islands would be exactly where you would look. Ideal locations for a base. Hidden, deep, unreachable, protected by the one barrier that has defeated all of human exploration, the ocean itself. We have mapped more of the surface of Mars than we have mapped the floor of our own oceans. Whatever is down there, we have not found it yet. But before we can understand why something might be living in our oceans, we need to ask a question that scientists have argued about for over a century. Where did life on Earth actually come from? December 1974. Cambridge University professor of astronomy Dr. Chandra Wickramasinghe publishes an article in Nature magazine, one of the most respected scientific journals on the planet. His conclusion shocks the scientific establishment. Life on Earth did not begin here. It was delivered on meteorites and comets from somewhere else in the universe. This theory is called panspermia, and for decades, mainstream science dismissed it, because everyone knew one thing. Nothing could survive the brutal radiation, the freezing vacuum, the lethal conditions of open space. Then came March 2019. Planetary scientist Dr. Queenie Chan makes an announcement that changes everything. She has been analyzing 2 meteorites that fell to Earth in 1998, both retrieved almost immediately after impact, in dry conditions, with 0 contamination. Inside them, salt crystals with a striking blue color. And inside those salt crystals, liquid water. And amino acids, the building blocks of life, locked inside a rock that traveled through the void of space for millions of years. And here is where this discovery becomes something far more disturbing. Because there are 2 types of panspermia. The first is natural. Life spreads randomly across the universe, hitching rides on comets and asteroids. The second is called directed panspermia. An intelligent species, somewhere out there, deliberately seeds planets with the building blocks of life, targeting specific worlds, cultivating them, like a gardener planting seeds. What if Earth was one of those seeds? What if someone planted us here? And what if they have been coming back ever since to check on their experiment? The Republic of Malta, a small island nation just south of Sicily in the Mediterranean Sea. Malta is already famous for its megalithic temples, stone structures so massive and so precisely engineered that mainstream archaeology has never fully explained how ancient people built them. But there is something on this island even more mysterious. Carved directly into the limestone bedrock, thousands of parallel grooves. Deep, precise, running in pairs across the entire island. Archaeologists call them cart ruts, assuming they were made by wheeled vehicles over many centuries. But there is a problem. No footprints, no animal prints, no evidence of any creature pulling any vehicle through those grooves. Just the ruts themselves, cutting through solid rock. And then they do something that should be impossible. They continue off the edge of the island straight into the Mediterranean Sea. Researchers have followed them beneath the surface down to depths of 140 feet. The only explanation that makes logical sense is that those ruts were carved when that land was above sea level. And the last time that land was above sea level was before the end of the last ice age. Over 12,000 years ago. 12,000 years ago. Before any civilization that history recognizes ever existed. Before the pyramids. Before Sumeria. Before writing. Someone was driving across Malta with a vehicle heavy enough to carve deep grooves into solid limestone bedrock. And according to the oldest traditions on the island, the megalithic structures of Malta were not built by humans at all. They were built by giants. Giants who came from the stars. 800 miles east of Papua New Guinea lies one of the most remote and mysterious archipelagos on Earth, the Solomon Islands. Most of the world knows this place from World War II, where some of the most brutal fighting in the Pacific took place on the island of Guadalcanal. 41 warships sunk, 30,000 men dead. The ocean floor here is a graveyard of steel and bone. But the people of Guadalcanal will tell you that the most disturbing things on this island have nothing to do with the war. They have been here far longer. Giants. They exist. They have always existed. Not mythology. Not stories for children. The giants of Guadalcanal are real. According to local legends stretching back centuries, a race of enormous humanoid beings lives in the mountains of Guadalcanal, traveling through underground tunnel networks, never seen in daylight. In 1998, gold mining workers arrived at their dig site to find a 10-ton bulldozer blade, removed from the machine the night before for repairs, moved a significant distance overnight. Around it, enormous footprints in the mud. No human made those prints. And the giants are only part of the story. Because for decades, fishermen and locals visiting Guadalcanal have reported something else. Lights. In the ocean, the lights rise up from beneath the water. They move. They circle. Then they go back down. Some nights they fly overhead, and you can feel the heat as they pass. Objects rising from the very spot where warships sank in World War II. Lights descending into a remote volcanic lake in the mountains. Fishermen who came too close to those lights and were never seen again. Researchers who investigated found testimony from dozens of locals pointing to the same conclusion. There is a base, deep in the mountains, and another base beneath the ocean. And the giants, whatever they are, appear to be guarding both. On the eastern edge of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, the ancient Maya built one of their final great cities on a cliff overlooking the Caribbean Sea. At its center stands the temple of the diving god, a winged figure carved into the stone, descending into the water, or perhaps emerging from the sky. No one knows for certain which direction this being is moving. But deep in the jungle south of Tulum is a location that the Aztecs described in their oldest sacred texts as a literal portal to another world. They called it Tlocan, a paradise realm accessible only through whirlpools in the water, at the precise point where the waters of the surface world meet the waters of the underworld. Cenote Angelita, a sinkhole in the Yucatan jungle, 100 feet below its surface, where freshwater meets salt water rising up from the ocean beneath it. An underwater river appears out of nowhere, exactly matching the ancient Aztec description of Tlalocan's eastern boundary. And the rock surrounding this cenote is loaded with shocked quartz, formed by the ancient meteor impact that wiped out the dinosaurs. A crystal that converts the Earth's natural electrical vibrations into energy. Some physicists have proposed that under the right conditions, a concentration of this quartz under extreme electromagnetic pressure could theoretically stabilize a wormhole, a traversable gateway to somewhere else. The Aztec shamans said they entered Tlalocan through the water. They described it as a gateway, a passage, a place where souls crossed between worlds. What if they were not speaking metaphorically? What if this cenote, right now, today, is an active doorway? And what if something on the other side knows exactly where it leads? 200 miles west of Ireland. Open Atlantic Ocean. Nothing but water in every direction. And yet for over 600 years, cartographers kept drawing an island here. Hy-Brasil, first mapped in 1325, reported by explorers in 1497, allegedly visited in 1674 by Captain John Nisbet, who returned with silver and gold and a story about giant black rabbits and beings that glowed with an eerie light. An island that appeared from the mist and then vanished completely. The last confirmed sighting was 1872. In Irish tradition, Hy-Brasil was the homeland of the gods, an advanced civilization, a place of impossible technology. And those gods came from the stars. Is Hy-Brasil a sunken landmass that periodically surfaces? A cloaked installation that reveals itself only when something inside chooses to be seen? Or a base in operation right now beneath 200 feet of dark Atlantic water? Puerto Rico, the Aleutians, Malta, Guadalcanal, the Yucatan, the Atlantic, every ocean, every sea, every coastline. The pattern is the same. Objects that move faster than anything we can build. Lights that rise from the water and return to it. Ancient carvings that predate civilization by thousands of years. Legends of beings from the stars who never truly left. We have explored less than 20% of our planet's oceans. 80% of the deep sea remains completely unknown to science. And in that darkness, in those crushing pressures, those lightless trenches, those unmapped volcanic ridges, something has been there far longer than we have. The question is not whether something lives beneath our oceans. The question is what happens when it decides to surface.